Welcome, faculty and staff of Blank High School. My name is Miss Meg, and I'll be giving you a little information about our LGBTQ community. Let me give you a brief introduction to the LGBTQ community. It is essential for fostering an inclusive society. This presentation that I have provided for you as your school counselor. Again, my name is Miss Mack. Will explore the significance of embracing the diversity, the challenges faced by these students and people that are within these communities, and how we can actively support them in our daily lives. On this slide, we just have a few statistics. 39% of LGBTQ plus young people seriously considered attempting suicide in the past year, including 46% of transgender and non-binary young people. LGBTQ youth of color reported higher rates than our white peers. Nearly half of 49% of LGBTQ plus young people ages 13 through 17 experienced bullying in the past years, and those who did report significantly higher rates attempted suicide in the past year than those who did not experience bullying. More than half of 54% of transgender and non binary young people found their school to be gender affirming, and those who did report lower rates of attempting suicide. And 90% of LGBTQ plus young people said that their well being was negatively impacted due to recent politics. Excuse me. So, the reason why I'm doing this slide here with you guys is because I want us to be aware of the communities, aware of all our young people to make them feel safe, to make them feel welcomed, and that no one will harm them just because they choose what they chose. As we move forward, we want to understand what does it mean to be LGBTQ plus transgender or non-binary. So looking at this slide, the acronym represents lesbians, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer and questioning, with the plus just is signifying other sexual orientations and gender identities. Understanding these terms, it is very crucial to understand these terms and really understand what those letters mean and how we should respect and accept all of these communities. So, just a few challenges faced by LGBTQ plus individuals. As we see in this picture, sometimes these individuals are really they're just regular people. They can feel like they are discriminated against, the social stigmas. They're, facing violence, and they don't know who to share, when to share, about feeling like it is time or if it's not time for them to express themselves on their sexuality. And these challenges can lead to mental health issues and social isolation. And just looking at this picture, you can see that how this girl is in the dark. She doesn't know, you know, what to expect. She has a fear. And that's what we're trying not to make our students and our individuals feeling like they have to be afraid of who they are or be afraid to come to the school or to be afraid to talk to the adults here at the school. So this is another reason why we are having this. So let's talk a little bit about the gender neutral language. So gender neutral language is just communication that avoids biases towards a particular sex or social gender. We want to be able to talk to our students and our individuals with this gender neutral language, which promotes inclusivity and respect. Um, just some common examples. Instead of saying mankind, we'll use humankind. We're making it gender neutral. Instead of saying a fireman, which only regards a man, we would say firefighter. Instead of saying policeman, we could say police officer. Just a few examples of that gender neutral language that we want to incorporate into our communication to promote respect and inclusivity. So, when we talk about these gender neutral restrooms, we know at times that these gender neutral restrooms, it may increase instances of violence. Gender neutral restrooms, many of our students and people may be too embarrassed to use them because of the different people going in and out of them. And some people may object due to religious backgrounds. They may not feel comfortable with a man and a woman, or, you know, being in the same restroom, but we still want to make it a safe environment for our students, kids. So, as educators, how can we create safe and respectful classrooms? So, let's talk a little bit about this. We can first start with fostering an inclusive environment. We can use that gender neutral language. We can avoid assuming. We can display those LGBTQ plus posters, provide books and materials for them all to feel included. We can always address bullying and discrimination quickly, promptly, and consistently. We can maintain confidentiality about that status that they may have. There is also a positive of providing access to gender neutral restrooms, because some students may feel safe with going in those restrooms and not feel like they are discriminated against and will be talked about or violated while they're in those rooms. But offering resources and support, and as I'm doing right now, is giving you a little information to kind of train you on how to handle this type of situation, or when you come into contact with these types of students or these communities, you will know what. Also, in creating inclusive policies, making sure the dress codes and school events are gender inclusive, allowing students to participate in these activities aligned with their gender identity, collaborating with the LGBTQ plus organizations for guidance and resources. Just a little bit of information, engaging with families and communities, welcoming everyone to support and get that sense of togetherness and community. So, my role being the counselor in supporting these students, I will provide individual support and counseling. Number one, facilitate support groups for those LGBTQ plus students. So they'll always have someone to talk to, and so they can feel safe and as they belong. Advocate for inclusive policies and practices, educate staff, in which I'm letting you guys know now a few procedures and a few steps that you could take to provide that positive environment in the classroom and to promote inclusivity and to make those students feel safe, welcomed, and supported. Collaborate with families and community resources, and also address those bullying and harassment incidents that have happened. So this slide is just a little bit about that confidentiality piece, as we know that confidentiality means that whatever is being talked about between the student and the counselor, or the individual counseling group, or that small group, whatever is being said in that meeting, it is not allowed to be said outside to anyone unless someone is at risk of harming themselves. So there are unique challenges because there is a risk of discrimination or harassment. There is a potential for unintended disclosure. The best practices would be never to disclose someone's LGBTQ status without permission, using gender neutral language. respecting chosen names and pronouns, and keeping it safe, just keeping, making everyone feel welcomed. So a few ethical issues concerning those LGBTQ plus students is just a few bullet points: balancing parental rights with students' well-being and privacy, addressing conflicts between religious beliefs and LGBTQ plus inclusion, ensuring equal treatment in school activities and events such as prom, sports, and teams, supporting transgender students' use of facilities and provide preferred names and pronouns, protecting LGBTQ plus students from discrimination while respecting diverse viewpoints. And these just are a few of my references, um, which you are able to access this PowerPoint, and I will provide these links and this information just so you could go back and review some of these statistics I got from this 2024 National Survey on the LGBTQ plus youth mental health, the trevorproject.org, also the School Counselor and the LGBTQ plus youth American School Counselor Association. Just a few resources and information about what I've just discussed and talked about. I do thank you for your time, and I hope we can all collaborate and work together to make this a successful school year and a warm, safe, positive environment for our students. Thank you for coming, and thank you for allowing me to share with you.